Myself Kartikeya Tanniru. I am from Buchiredipalem. I will dive into the topic. So today we will discuss about cloud computing. So coming to the agenda, we will discuss about founder of the cloud. Then we will approach to roadmap how to learn the cloud computing. Then we learn the big three CSPs. CSP stands for Cloud Service Providers. Then we just dive into the cloud computing history, advantages, models. Models are divided into three types: SaaS, IaaS, PaaS. SaaS stands for Software as a Service. It is used for end users. PaaS stands for Platform as a Service. It is used for application developers. IaaS stands for Infrastructure as a Service. Network architects. So then we will used to do how the applications are deployment in cloud, like private, public, and hybrid cloud. Then we will approach to job related to cloud computing. So the man who is founder of cloud computing is Joseph Carol Robert Licklider. He was born in 1915 in USA. He is American computer scientist and psychologist. He invented cloud computing in 1960s. He enables to access the remote computers. This is what we will keep that mind. Founder of cloud computing means Joseph Carol Robert Licklider. He invented in 1966 to enable the remote computers. So coming to the how to learn cloud computing is, first of all we maintain a good knowledge on computer system. What about block diagram? We learn all those things. Then we will approach to the one of the operating system like Windows or Linux, and we learn all the fundamentals of choosing of your operating system. Then we will one of the programming language like SQL, Python, whatever there is, SQL, Go, Python, .NET. Then we will maintain a good knowledge of network concepts. We learn in 4th sem. WAN, LAN, MAN, all those things we learn. We maintain a good knowledge on that. Then we will approach to one of the cloud service providers. Like Amazon Web Services, Microsoft Azure, Google Cloud Platform. One of the we can learn it. Then we can be cloud architect. So this is the big three CSPs cloud service providers: Amazon Web Services, Microsoft Azure, Google Cloud Platform. So coming to the cloud is nothing but internet. A billions of devices connected together means internet. So as we long day, each and every device can communicate with another system. So we need to pick thanks to the internet. We can do all those things by using internet. So coming to the cloud computing means on-demand delivery. If a customer wants immediate access of operating system, they will approach to the cloud computing. So wherever you want, when you want it, where you want it. So if you want immediate access of operating system by using cloud computing, we can do it. So more flexibility. So coming to the more flexibility means, if a customer uses 50 GB memory from one of the cloud service provider, requested 50 GB memory from one of the cloud service provider, but he uses 30 GB memory. So he can pay only 30 GB of memory. So there is a flexibility comes in. That we will understand what we will keep that mind. So coming to the history, way back to history, in 1950 there is a mainframe computer are held. So each and every computer can communicate with another system by using mainframe computer. So in 1950s the mainframe computer acts as a dumb terminal. See, devices will send request to mainframe computer are called dumb terminals. So coming to the way back to 1970, the virtual machines comes to the picture. A single piece of hardware can do many things. A single piece of hardware can do multiple operating systems. At running time, we can do different things. Windows, Mac, all those things can happen in one computer. So coming to the way back to 1960, there is hypervisor. This is the beginning of the cloud computing. So a single software that links multiple hardwares. We learned in the 1950 a hardware can link only one software. In this a software that links multiple hardwares. So this is the beginning of the cloud computing. Program will run the fast. This is the correct time to introduce the cloud computing. 1970. This can be called as hypervisor cloud computing. So coming to the advantages, we have some advantages. So in earlier days, we need all those things like infrastructure, like network cables. You can communicate if a user can connect the internet, we will use all those network cables, all we need. But now we don't need all those things. No need physical server, no hardware replacement. Go global in a minutes. In earlier days, we want to connect the internet, take some time that things can happen. But now we don't need all those things. We can go global in a minute. So increase speed and agility. So performance, coming to the performance, there in earlier days there is slow, but now there is a fast. We know all those things. So pay only when you want to use it. If you use whatever you use it, then you will pay only that only. Scale up or scale down. So coming to the scale up or scale down instantly means, in our world, weekends are Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So this is a big market in our world. So Amazon Web Services are held. So there is a number of users are using this application. So we need to manage one of the cloud service provider. So the Amazon Web Services manage those things. How many users are held? How many users can deactivated? All these things can be happened scale up or scale down instantly. So scale down means number of users are increasing. Scale down means scale up means number of users decreasing. Scale down means number of users increasing. So coming to the, so are you understand what I am saying? Okay. Yeah. Coming to the models. So this is the three models in our cloud computing: SaaS, PaaS, IaaS. SaaS stands for software as a service. I said before, it is for end users. PaaS stands for platform as a service. It is used for application developers. IaaS stands for network architects. So coming to the SaaS stands for, if a user wants immediate access operating system like database, whatever he need. It can be immediate provided. Actually, we have a customer. He does not perform whatever client requested to him. But then he approached to the cloud computing, one of the cloud service provider. He taken a rent from one of the Amazon Web Services, Microsoft, and the Google Cloud Platform. He can just own it. In earlier days, we need all those things. We want another computer. There is a lot of cost ahead, but now we don't need all those things. So coming to the cloud-based email service such as Outlook and Gmail. If you compare to the Gmail, if you know about Gmail, it is sending messages, requesting messages, all those things can happen. Where it is stored? There is stored in cloud, in remote locations. In Amazon Web Services, there is a remote location in India, Mumbai. In USA, there is a Los Angeles. That things I know that only. So coming to the platform as a service, it is used for application developers. So most of the MSCs are using PaaS because application developers can use it to develop the applications on the cloud, deploy and manage the applications. All those things can happen by using PaaS. So Microsoft. So coming, it's a funny fact in our cloud computing. Microsoft Azure web hosting a Google App Engine. Google App Engine developers only for Google. So 50% can happen, 50% can be done from one of the cloud service provider what he taken. So 50% can be done those who are taken. Let's just put it then IaaS as package as preconcept. So there is a limited version. It does not think unlimited all those things like cloud administrator. He does only limited. So coming to the infrastructure as a service, basic building block, everything. So it acts as a cloud administrator. He can do all those things. He can operate all those things. He can modify all those things, whatever he thinks. Modify and control almost all the parts of infrastructure of a service. So no need to purchase. If in earlier days we need all those things for where it is stored, all those things we have, but now we don't need all those things. So coming to the cloud deployments, how the applications are deployed on the cloud. So there is three types of cloud deployment process: cloud deployment, on-premises deployment, hybrid deployment. So cloud deployment, 100% infrastructure on the cloud. So if a customer in this deployment, if a customer want to deploy the application as a cloud deployment, he everything revealed to the public. That's the main thing. We'll keep that mind. So more flexible and scalable. More flexible means whatever he thinks, he stores all those things. So coming to the on-premises deployment means it's like a private cloud. And we know in network consoles we see a private virtual network. This is mainly for specific computers. He does only some operations like that. Resources cannot share any other organization. It maintains confidentially. So coming to the hybrid deployment, combination of public and private cloud. So in this hybrid deployment, some important data can be stored as a private cloud, like on-premises. We know all those things. We know we learned before. On-premises means private cloud, and some partial information can be stored as a public. Backup and disaster recovery solution. If in our mobile we delete a photo, so there is a backup option, release and delete option. That's the thing of hybrid deployment. So jobs related to cloud computing. There are several types of cloud computing: cloud administrator, cloud architect, cloud automation engineer, cloud security analyst, cloud consultant, cloud engineer, cloud software engineer. Cloud administrator means he can do all those operations as an IaaS service, like he can do a modify on it, we can access all those things. In cloud architect, the man who is designing the application is called cloud architect. The way we think, the way we think how to deploy, how the applications can be screen presence of the user. That's like cloud automation engineer. All without humans operations can be done as a cloud automation engineer. Cloud consultant. If a application developer wants a doubt on specific topic, he needs to go cloud consultant, and cloud consultant advise him whatever he knows. So coming to the cloud engineer, it's a basic operations like whatever users, how many users are here, cloud monitoring, like a cloud monitoring, how many users are there, how many latencies are there. We does all these things. Security analyst, from protecting from attacks, from cyber attacks, all those things, hackers from hackers, all those things. Cloud software engineer, the man who is developed the application is called cloud software engineer. So coming to the various products of cloud computing, virtual servers, instances, VMs instances. Platform as a service means Elastic Beanstalk, cloud services, App Engine. So coming to the Docker management, AWS is said to be a ECS. Microsoft Azure are said to be container service. Google Platform as said to be container engine. File storage, EFS, Azure Files, ZFS, all those. So coming to the applications are used in most of the MNCs. Netflix are used in Amazon Web Services. Airbnb used in Amazon Web Services. Pinterest, we know. HD Pix we want. There is a Pinterest one of the application. What company are used in Microsoft Azure? NBC are used in Microsoft Azure. Wix.com, we know all this Snapchat. There is a used by Google Cloud Platform. So there is a reference as we ask all the doubts, whatever we think, whatever we try to understand what we think.
Hi, hello, welcome to my channel. To subscribe, click the bell icon for more interesting updates.